underneath that bridge. There are still, at least we can see from here anyway, at least 2 vehicles that are still underneath the bridge. We've seen people from these tow truck companies arriving here on the scene, and they're kind of waiting out there trying to assess the situation and figure out, okay, exactly how can we do this. That other 2 vehicles that they pulled out of the water were a little bit closer to more shallow water, so I think they were having an easier time getting those vehicles out. But these right here, they're still just sitting there. And about a couple of hours ago, it was a much different scene. There were at least 5 cars that were submerged underneath that bridge. The water there more than waist deep. Dallas Fire Rescue had to bring in a canoe, and then they had to paddle out to at least one stranded driver. It was a woman who was stuck in her car. Said she was on her way home when the streets began to flood. Some of those other drivers somehow managed to get out safety, and they just left their cars there and abandoned them in the water. The woman was pulled to safety, and we tried to talk with her off camera, but she said she was good. She didn't want to talk to us on air. We managed to speak with another young man. His name is Anthony Rodriguez. He was also on his way home when he saw all of the commotion over here.
I was lucky enough to see the emergency trucks. If it wasn't for them, I'd probably submerged as well. But I did realize the 3 cars that were in there, just drenched to the top of complete vehicle, just coverage, man, just covered in full water.
Fortunately, no one was hurt out here. Firefighters were checking all of those vehicles to make sure that there was no one trapped inside, and they told us it was just that one woman that they actually had to get in the boat and paddle out to her and rescue her. And of course, the big thing out here they keep saying is that this probably could have been avoided. I don't know if this applies to all of those cars, but they say at least one of those drivers ended up in that situation, and perhaps people followed suit when they drove around the barricade. They said that there were already barricades going up in this area because of reports of high water, and they just want to keep reminding people. I know we sound like a broken record, but those barricades are there for a reason. Don't try and go around them.